Sara sat quietly in the living room, her hands folded in her lap as she stared at the photo album in front of her. The pictures captured a time when life felt perfect. She turned the pages slowly, her fingers brushing over the images of her and John, their smiles genuine, their love undeniable. It felt like a lifetime ago. I still remember when we first met. John was everything I could have ever wanted. He was kind, loving, and always made me feel special. We had a wonderful life together, full of laughter, shared dreams, and the joy of building a family. Our son, Michael, completed us. Everything seemed perfect. We spent years together, growing, supporting each other through thick and thin. I never once questioned his love for me. He was my best friend, my partner in everything. We were happy, so incredibly happy. Our home was filled with warmth and love, and I thought nothing could ever change that. Then, everything started to shift. We decided to hire someone to help around the house, someone to look after Michael while we worked. We hired a young woman named Emily. At first, I didn't think much of it. She seemed polite, professional, and she got along with Michael very well. But slowly I started noticing little things. John would come home late, always talking about how much Emily was helping him with the house. I didn't think it meant anything at first, but something felt different. He seemed more distracted, less engaged with me. One evening I overheard a conversation between John and Emily. They were laughing together, and for the first time I heard a tone in John's voice that I hadn't heard in years. A tone of affection that wasn't directed at me. I felt a chill run through me. Knew something wasn't right, but I pushed it aside, hoping I was just being paranoid. John started coming home later, leaving early in the mornings. He would talk more about Emily, about how helpful she was, how grateful he was for her. I didn't understand it at first, but then I started to wonder if there was more going on than I could see. One night, after a long day, John confessed. "I'm so sorry, Sara," he said, looking down at the floor, unable to meet her eyes. "I didn't mean for it to happen like this, but I've fallen in love with Emily. We've been seeing each other and I'm leaving you." Sara's heart shattered into pieces. The man she had built her life with, the man she had trusted with everything, had betrayed her in the worst possible way. "How could you?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. "After everything we've been through, how could you do this to me?" John's voice trembled as he tried to explain, but the words meant nothing to Sara. She could hardly believe what was happening. "You promised me, John. You promised we would always be together, that nothing could tear us apart. But it was too late. He had already made his choice." "I'm sorry, Sara," he said, his voice full of regret. "But I've already married her." Sara felt the weight of the betrayal settle in her chest, the pain almost unbearable. She had given him everything, her love, her trust, her heart. And now she was left with nothing but the pieces of a shattered life. She stood up, her legs shaky. "I don't know what happened to the man I married," she said, her voice steady despite the storm inside her. "But you're not him anymore, and I don't think I can ever forgive you for this."